the tradition of the autocratic Chinese emperors.
当然，很多的人都会认为他是一个更像一个中国的皇帝。当然，我也有这种看法。就实际上，毛泽东这个人，他平时并不读马列主义，他也并不相信什么马列主义，他自己研读的，他研究的就是中国的这个专制主义的传统和历史，所以很多东西就是他虽然是口号上你听起来是马列主义的口号，但实际上他干的完全是中国的老一套这种集权政治。
他在他的词里面当然也就比了说过去的皇帝秦皇汉武略苏文采，唐宗宋祖尧舜风骚，一代天教成吉思汗只是弯弓射大雕，就这些人都不行，这些皇帝都不行。俱往矣，数风流人物还看今朝。那么今天的英雄，这些人都过去了，真正的英雄是要看今天的英雄，那么就是他了。他要超过中国历史上任何一个皇帝。
For centuries, the millions of Chinese peasants had been exploited by their own rulers. Landowners grew rich from the labor of their Chinese slaves. Past emperors had come to power on the wave of a peasants' uprising, and so did Mao. Without the peasants, he said, the revolution could not succeed. His first act was to reward them with land by taking from the rich and giving to the poor.
一天到晚都听到那个里面控诉某一个欧巴啦，某一个地主啦，某一个什么啦，这些都是一些所谓受迫害的人啦，什么这个里面有老人有年轻人，什么样人都有，不断在控诉，那个控诉是很可怕的，很多人很激动，大声的嚷嚷，哭这些是你感觉到非常激动，然后随后就审判就是。然后以后呢，再会以什么告终呢？再会以叫口号，在口号声中就是咵，枪毙。
Like the rulers before him, Mao warned the people that those who stood in his way would die. Those who were with him would be favored. The peasants now owned land for the first time in history, but 1.5 million landlords were killed in what Mao called his land reforms.
我想后来我就理解到，这是他的一种手法，这样他就建立他的权威了，每个人都害怕了。通过那个以后，每个人都心里害怕了，不敢讲任何一句反面的话。
Mao now turned his attention to modernizing the Chinese economy.
There was a great reorganization and growth of industry, and there was the land reform. So you see that from 1949, when he took over, up until, let's say, through 1956, the economy grew by leaps and bounds. People's living standards rose, and I think the average Chinese felt a sense of dignity and pride that was something new. Felt a pride in this great new, unified, growing, increasingly powerful country, of which he or she was a citizen.
Then Mao made his first ever trip abroad, to Moscow, to pay his respects and to ask for aid from the one leader in the world he admired. Like Mao, Stalin had come to power on the wave of a communist revolution. Mao admired Stalin as a communist leader, but also as absolute dictator, the new Tsar of Russia.
Almost at the end of reception, Stalin stood up. And I was very close to him, Mao and Stalin, and I was just between. And everybody stopped talking, trying to listen to Stalin. Stalin said, I ask you, friends, comrades, to agree with my toast. We must be thankful to the history which gave us such a wonderful leader, Marxist, communist, Comrade Mao. Bottoms up.
Behind the official mask of the virtuous communist leader, Chairman Mao enjoyed a private life very much like the Chinese emperors, who, by tradition, had not only an empress, but numerous concubines. By the time he was 40, Mao had married 3 times. First, in an arranged marriage to a woman much older than himself. He soon deserted her. Then he married the daughter of his old teacher. They had 3 children. His third wife was a communist guerrilla fighter. He left her and was then seduced by Jiang Qing, who, to the concern of Mao's party colleagues, became wife number 4.
Well, she had been a movie actress in Shanghai, not a top-flight actress, but a sort of a grade B. Here she was marrying their great leader, the standard bearer of the Chinese Revolution, and she was practically unknown. She was from an unsavory slice of Shanghai society. Her reputation was not terribly good, and Mao became enamored of her and wanted to marry her. And so apparently a deal was made whereby he was allowed to marry her, but on condition that she be completely out of his political life, that she not appear in public as Madame Mao.
But Mao, like all emperors, had a secret life about which the people knew nothing. This is now revealed for the first time by his doctor for 22 years.
因为毛他是个农民出身，在中国农村里根本没有这个娱乐 ，no entertainment， 没有。他唯一的